Welcome to Penny Collector, the channel where we uncover the hidden treasures inside the coins you see every single day. Today's journey takes us into the fascinating story of the 1998 1-cent coin with the D mint mark. At first glance, this penny may look like an ordinary coin, something you might toss into a jar or use at the store without thinking twice. But what if I told you that certain rare examples of this coin, especially with unique errors or unusual varieties, have been valued not just in dollars, but in the tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and even millions of dollars at auctions? Yes, a simple penny from 1998 with a Denver mint mark could, in the right condition and with the right rarity, be worth life-changing money. So let us take a closer look at its story, its details, and why collectors around the world chase after it with such passion. The 1998 D penny was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the most important facilities of the United States Mint. This coin is part of the Lincoln Cent series, featuring the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, designed by Victor David Brenner. The reverse displays the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The artistry is so detailed that even a small statue of Lincoln is visible inside the memorial. This design was used until 2008, making the 1998 penny one of the later issues in this long-running series. In ordinary circulation, a 1998 D penny is only worth its face value of 1 cent. But collectors know that condition, rarity, and errors can transform the value of a coin dramatically. Coins in circulated condition are common, but uncirculated examples, especially those graded Mint State 65 and higher, can sell for several dollars. While that may not sound shocking, here is where the story gets exciting. Certain rare error coins and unique varieties have reached extraordinary values. For instance, the wide AM variety, where the letters A and M in America are spaced farther apart, is one of the most famous rarities. A 1998 penny with this variety, if discovered in top condition, could sell for thousands of dollars. But it doesn't stop there. Imagine an extremely rare double die error, where the design elements appear doubled. These coins are so unique that collectors will battle at auctions to own them. In the past, rare Lincoln cents with dramatic errors have sold for tens of thousands and even crossed into the millions when their rarity and condition aligned perfectly with collector demand. That means if a one-of-a-kind 1998 D penny error were discovered, its auction price could skyrocket, potentially making it a $1 million coin. Yes, a penny that costs 1 cent at the store could, in rare cases, be valued at $1 million or more in the collector's market. Why such high prices? The answer is rarity, condition, and demand. Coin collectors around the world are constantly searching for the next great discovery. When a unique coin surfaces, something that is unlike any other, its value is no longer tied to its metal content or its face value. Instead, it becomes priceless history, an art form, and a trophy in the world of numismatics. Auctions have proven this time and time again, where coins that once jingled in pockets have gone on to sell for hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. And the 1998 D penny is part of that same tradition, common in circulation but potentially rare in its most extraordinary forms. Now let us come back to today's market. A standard circulated 1998 D penny is worth just 1 cent. An uncirculated example may be worth between 50 cents and $5, depending on the grade. A coin certified by professional grading services at high mint state levels can fetch more. Rare wide AM varieties or dramatic errors can range anywhere from $50 to several $1,000, depending on rarity and condition. But here's the dream for collectors. If a never-before-seen error of the 1998 D penny were discovered, something truly unique, it could go to auction and potentially bring in hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. That's why collectors, including myself, always check their pennies carefully, because hidden among the ordinary could be a coin that changes your life. But beyond money, the 1998 D penny is also about history. It connects us to Abraham Lincoln's legacy, to the artistry of Victor David Brenner, and to the craftsmanship of the Denver Mint at the end of the 20th century. Every coin carries a story, and when you hold a penny from 1998, you're holding a piece of history from more than 25 years ago. It may have passed through countless hands, traveled across states, and witnessed untold stories. That's what makes coin collecting so exciting. Each coin is a mystery, a puzzle, and sometimes a hidden treasure. So the next time you come across a 1998 D penny, stop and take a moment to really look at it. Examine the mint mark, study the details, and check for rare errors or varieties. It might just be a regular coin, but it could also be one of those rare treasures that are worth far more than anyone would imagine. Even the smallest coin has the power to surprise us, and sometimes even to change our lives.
Next up, we are going to take a deep dive into the fascinating story of the 1989 United States 1-cent coin, a penny that has now been around for more than 3 decades. At first glance, this may look like just another common coin that you might find in your change jar or in the bottom of a drawer. But as collectors know, when it comes to coins, there is often much more than meets the eye. Whether it is the design, the history, the condition, or the rare varieties that slip through the mint, the 1989 penny has details that make it worth a closer look. So let's explore why this coin still matters today, what it is worth, and how even a penny from 1989 could one day be worth thousands or even millions of dollars. The 1989 penny is part of the Lincoln Cent series, one of the most enduring and iconic coin series in American history. On the obverse side, or the front of the coin, you will see the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, which has been featured on the penny since 1909. Just beneath the year 1989, you may notice a mint mark, depending on where the coin was struck. Coins without a mint mark were produced in Philadelphia, while those with a D were struck in Denver, and those with an S were minted in San Francisco. On the reverse side, you will find the Lincoln Memorial design, which was first introduced in 1959 and used until 2008. If you look carefully, you will notice the tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside the memorial, a detail that continues to amaze collectors and shows the artistic quality of U.S. coin design. Now, let's talk about the importance of condition. Like all coins, the 1989 penny's value depends heavily on how well it has been preserved. Most 1989 pennies in circulation show clear signs of wear, scratches, dull surfaces, and faded details. These circulated coins are generally worth only their face value of 1 cent. However, coins that have been carefully preserved in mint state condition, especially those with original luster and no marks, can be worth much more. Collectors grade coins on a scale up to MS70, with higher numbers representing coins that are almost perfect. A 1989 penny graded MS65 or higher can sell for a few dollars, and higher grades certified by professional services like PCGS or NGC can bring in even more. While that may not sound like a fortune, the jump in value from 1 cent to several dollars shows how much condition matters in coin collecting. But what really excites collectors are the varieties and minting errors. For the 1989 penny, some of the most valuable finds are double die errors, off-center strikes, or coins with unusual features caused during the minting process. A double die error can make the date, the lettering, or even parts of Lincoln's portrait appear doubled, creating a striking effect that collectors will pay handsomely for. Off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing because the coin was not struck properly, can also be valuable. These types of errors are unique, and the rarer the error, the higher the price. While most 1989 pennies are common, A dramatic mint error can turn a 1-cent coin into something worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And here is where things truly get exciting. In the world of coin collecting, there are famous examples of pennies from other years that have sold for life-changing sums of money. For example, a 1943 copper penny once sold for over $1 million at auction. A 1955 double-die penny is another legendary coin that can be worth tens of thousands of dollars. These stories remind us that even the most ordinary coin can become extraordinarily valuable when rarity and demand meet. That is why it's not impossible to imagine that a unique 1989 penny with a never-before-seen error, preserved in perfect condition, could one day sell for hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars if discovered and authenticated. Collectors dream about these possibilities, and that dream is what makes searching through coins so exciting. In today's coin market, the value of a 1989 penny depends on its condition and any special features it might have. A normal circulated 1989 penny is worth 1 cent. An uncirculated example may range from 50 cents to several dollars depending on the grade. A certified mint state coin, especially at higher levels, can sell for $10 or more. Error coins can bring in anywhere from $50 to several $1,000s depending on the rarity and demand. And of course, if a one-of-a-kind major error were ever discovered, the price could soar into the hundreds of thousands or even reach the $1 million mark, proving once again that even pennies are worth paying attention to. In today's coin market, the value of a 1989 penny depends on its condition and any special features it might have. A normal circulated 1989 penny is worth 1 cent. An uncirculated example may range from 50 cents to several dollars depending on the grade. A certified mint state coin, especially at higher levels, can sell for $10 or more. Error coins can bring in anywhere from $50 to several $1,000s depending on the rarity and demand. And of course, if a one-of-a-kind major error were ever discovered, the price could soar into the hundreds of thousands or even reach the $1 million mark, proving once again that even pennies are worth paying attention to.
Next up, we are going to explore the 2005 United States 1-cent coin, a Lincoln penny that most people think is ordinary and common, but in reality, it hides a world of surprises. The 2005 penny may look simple at first glance, but when you study it closely, you realize that it has history, beauty, hidden varieties, and in rare cases, the potential to be worth hundreds, thousands, or even millions of dollars in today's coin market. So stay with me as we dive into the full story of the 2005 penny, how to identify its special features, and what makes some of them so incredibly valuable. The 2005 penny belongs to the Lincoln Cent series, a legendary design that started way back in 1909. On the obverse, or the front of the coin, you see the iconic bust of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design has been used for more than a century and has become a symbol of strength, leadership, and American history. Above Lincoln's portrait is the motto, "In God We Trust." To the left is the word liberty, and just below the bust is the date 2005, sometimes accompanied by a mint mark. If your coin has no mint mark, it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. A D indicates the Denver Mint, and an S points to the San Francisco Mint, where proof coins were made for collectors. Flip the coin over to the reverse, and you'll find the Lincoln Memorial design, created by Frank Casparo in 1959 to honor the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Look closely, and you'll notice something fascinating. Within the memorial itself, you can see a tiny but detailed statue of Lincoln seated inside. That means both sides of the penny actually carry an image of Lincoln, making it the only U.S. coin to feature the same person twice. Surrounding the memorial are the words United States of America and the famous motto Et pluribus unum, along with the denomination 1 cent. Now let's talk about condition. Most 2005 pennies found in circulation today are worth only their face value of 1 cent. They are common coins because billions were minted. However, collectors don't just look for any coin, they look for perfection. A 2005 penny in uncirculated condition with full mint luster and no scratches or wear can be worth more.
Coins graded mint state 65 or higher may sell for a few dollars each, while those graded MS 67 or MS 68 can reach into the hundreds of dollars at auction. Even a modern penny can bring shocking value if it's in flawless condition. But what truly excites collectors are the rare errors and varieties from the year 2005. Some of the most valuable 2005 pennies include double die errors, where parts of the design look doubled due to a mistake during minting. These doubled features often appear on the date, lettering, or Lincoln's profile. Another dramatic type is the off-center strike, where the design is not properly aligned on the coin, leaving blank space. Depending on how much of the design is missing, these can bring in hundreds of dollars. There are also clipped planchette errors, where a curved section of the coin is missing, and die cracks that leave raised lines across the surface. One of the most exciting finds for 2005 is the proof penny with the S mint mark. Proof coins are struck with special dies and polished blanks, giving them a mirror-like finish. While many proofs are worth just a few dollars, coins in perfect condition graded PR70 can be very valuable. And if you ever stumble upon a dramatic proof error, you could be looking at a coin worth thousands. Now let's talk about the dream values, the pennies that shock the world. While a normal 2005 penny is only worth 1 cent, a rare error or unique high-grade example can sell for hundreds, thousands, or even more. Some rare pennies from the Lincoln Cent series have crossed into million-dollar territory when they combine rarity, history, and collector demand. Imagine discovering a simple 2005 penny in your change that turns out to be a unique minting error. That coin could be your ticket to life-changing money. This is why collectors carefully examine every penny, because the next million-dollar coin could be hiding right under your nose. The year 2005 itself adds to the story. It was the middle of the first decade of the 21st century, a time when technology and history were blending rapidly. Holding a penny from that year connects you to that moment in time. It is not just copper-plated zinc, it's a symbol of American continuity, carrying Lincoln's legacy into the modern age. So the next time you find a 2005 penny, don't just toss it into a jar or spend it without a thought. Take a moment to inspect it. Look for the mint mark, study the details, check the condition. You may be holding something far more valuable than 1 cent. Remember, the difference between a penny worth 1 cent and a penny worth thousands or even millions is often just in the small details. Thank you so much for watching Penny Collector, the channel where we reveal the hidden value in the coins you carry every day. If you enjoyed learning about the 2005 penny, its design, its errors, and its shocking potential value, then make sure to subscribe right now. By subscribing, you'll never miss another deep dive into the world of rare and valuable coins. Like this video, share it with your friends, and comment below if you've ever found a rare coin in your own pocket change. Together, we are building a community of collectors who know that even the smallest coin can hide the biggest treasure. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and always remember, the next million-dollar penny could be in your hands.
Next up, we are going to talk about the fascinating 2000 United States 1 cent coin, a Lincoln penny that many people still have sitting in jars, drawers, and pockets. At first, the 2000 penny may look like nothing more than a common piece of change. But when we take a closer look, we find that it carries history, artistry, and in some rare cases, incredible value. Yes, even a penny from the year 2000 can be worth hundreds, thousands, and in the rarest situations, even millions of dollars, depending on its condition, variety, or unique minting errors. So let's dive into the details of the 2000 penny, its story, and what it might be worth in today's coin market. The 2000 penny belongs to the Lincoln Cent series, one of the most iconic and longest-running coin series in U.S. history. On the obverse side, or front, you will see the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner back in 1909. This design has been used on the penny for over a century, making it the longest-running coin portrait in the United States. Just below the year 2000, you may notice a mint mark. A 2000 penny without a mint mark was struck in Philadelphia, while those with a D were struck in Denver, and coins with an S came from San Francisco. On the reverse side, you will find the Lincoln Memorial, a design first introduced in 1959 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Look closely at the reverse, and you can even see a tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside the memorial. This small detail shows just how much artistry and care went into designing these coins. Now let's talk about condition, which is one of the most important factors in determining value. A typical 2000 penny that has been in circulation is worth only its face value of 1 cent. However, collectors are always searching for coins in excellent condition, especially uncirculated examples with their original mint luster. Coins graded mint state 65 or higher by professional services like PCGS or NGC can be worth several dollars each. And while that might not sound like a fortune, remember, we are talking about a coin that most people ignore or spend without a thought. In higher grades like MS67 or MS68, the value can climb even higher, sometimes reaching into the hundreds of dollars for the most flawless examples. But where the real excitement lies is in the varieties and minting errors of the 2000 penny. Collectors know that some of the most valuable pennies are those with unique mistakes that slip through the minting process. For the year 2000, one of the most famous and highly sought-after varieties is the wide AM reverse. On most 2000 pennies, the letters A and M in the word America are very close together, almost touching. But on the wide AM variety, the letters are spaced farther apart, creating a clear and noticeable gap. This variety is rare and valuable, especially in mint state condition. Some examples of the 2000 wide AM penny have sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars. And other era coins from 2000 include off-center strikes, double dies, misaligned dies, and clipped planchets. A double die error, for example, can cause parts of the design to appear doubled, creating a striking effect that is easy to spot with the naked eye. Off-center strikes, where the design is not properly centered on the coin, can also be valuable, especially if a large portion of the design is missing, but the date remains visible. These errors are unique, and the more dramatic the error, the higher the price collectors are willing to pay. Now let's talk about market value in today's coin world. A normal circulated 2000 penny is worth just 1 cent. An uncirculated coin may be worth between 50 cents and $5 depending on its grade. Coins certified at higher mint state levels, such as MS67 or MS68, can sell for hundreds of dollars. And the wide AM variety from the year 2000 can be worth anywhere from a few hundred to several $1,000s depending on condition. And dramatic mint errors, especially if they're unique, can fetch even more. In fact, when rare era pennies go to auction, bidding wars can drive prices sky high, sometimes even into the hundreds of thousands or millions if the coin is truly one of a kind. That is why collectors say that even the smallest coin can carry the biggest surprise. Beyond the dollar value, the 2000 penny also represents history. Think about the year 2000, the beginning of a new millennium, a time of great excitement and change. Holding a penny from that year connects you to that era. It's more than just copper-plated zinc. It's a piece of American history, a symbol of continuity, and a reminder of how coins link us to the past while carrying us into the future. So the next time you see a 2000 penny, don't just spend it without a thought. Take a moment to look closer. Check for the mint mark. Look at the spacing of the A and M in America. Study its condition and details. You may have a coin that's worth much more than 1 cent. And who knows? You may even discover a rare error or variety that could be worth thousands, or in extraordinary cases, even millions, turning an ordinary penny into a life-changing treasure.